I like salad. Do you like salad?
Hi, I'm Ho Shun Ho. I'm living in Vancouver, BC, Canada, unceded territory of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I'm an immigrant to Canada from China.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea coming to you from Victoria, but more importantly known as unceded Akwesasne territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations, and I am an immigrant from the United States of America. And you're listening to
Canadian Salad.
Canadian Salad. Boo!
Ah! Ooh,
Oh,
scared.
are you okay, Hoshin? Are you all right?
You scared me. That was scary.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't pee your pants, because usually when I get scared, I do.
I didn't pee my pants. I did poop though. It was really warm.
Do you need a moment?
It's okay. I have diapers in. So I have
Oh,
diapers on.
good.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
my
change
cat
my
had
diapers later.
once. Oh, okay. You're just gonna sit in your stuff. All right.
You gotta sit in
Good.
my warmth. It's cold. It's winter.
Amazing. Amazing. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode, not about poop or Hoshin's diapers, but we are going to talk about the culture of spooks and spirits.
Exactly.
In light of
Scary.
Halloween is not unique to Halloween or even to the ideas of ghosts or superstitions, tales, zombies, that kind of a thing. So we're going to unpack a very boundless topic, really, because so many countries have shared fear in the other world or the fear of the unknown or the paranormal or superstitions. So spirits. And if I see a ghost on your screen, Hoshin, I'm going to let you know, okay? But if it's your roommate, you are the ghost. Okay. So to open, Hoshin, question for you. What is your relationship, or at least do you have any relationship to Halloween, like growing up in China, or any kind of holiday or observance where there was this otherworldly kind of attachment or fear to ghost spirits, supernatural? Yeah. What's your story with all those things?
In growing up in China, I don't remember there's like a big kind of presence of Halloween.
Okay.
Maybe some foreigners or some people might, but I don't think it's like a big thing there. And so no. But to the second part of your question, China does have like holidays that is related to like the other world, the world of the dead or the unlived.
Okay. Oh, okay.
In lunar calendar July, we commonly believe the Chinese lunar calendar in July, that's the month of the dead.
Okay.
We call it the ghost month.
The ghost
And
month.
we believe that the first day of the July, that the door of the underworld, the world, the dead will open.
Opens.
And then you will open for the whole month.
So
the ghosts will come out that month.
The ghosts will come out. So then what do people do in response to this underworld or otherworld like opening up?
People will do a lot of kind of ceremonies, the burn incense, and then sacrifice. And then they will put food out in front of their doors, so that the ghosts will eat it or drink it to safeguard themselves. And that's also the month for families who maybe burn some sort of paper money or paper house, car to their ancestors. So hope their ancestors can receive wealth in the world of the dead, kind of thing, and also. Or the ghosts out. Maybe also that's also the month for them. Hopefully, they can see their loved ones or their ancestor, kind of thing.
Okay. And then does the door close? I assume.
The last day of July, lunar July. That's the last day it closed back.
Okay. Yeah. Did you ever put out stuff or help your mom?
Yeah, usually the first day and the last day of July we will do something. Yeah, like burning incense and paper money, or all kind of things, and ceremony.
Wow. Do you remember being scared by it, like when you were a kid?
When we were a kid, because all the ghosts will come. All the ghosts will come. Are you a good boy? If you're not a good boy, they might haunt you.
Yes.
And they will scare you, so you pee your bed, which I pee my bed many times.
And pooped your pants.
Yeah, I put my pants.
Case in point
Even
today.
though,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
it's story of my life for
Oh
sure.
no.
So yeah, that's that story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's really
we
neat
don't
to
dress
hear.
up. We don't
You
dress
don't
up,
dress up.
obviously. We don't dress
No,
up
it's
at
more
all.
so just more practical things to ward off
Yeah,
the spirits. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah.
I'll throw that question back to you.
Oh, yeah. I grew up in the States, but I grew up under kind of that banner of Halloween is evil because that's Satan's holiday.
Oh,
So we're
Satan's.
not going to participate because demons and witches and all this stuff. And so I never went trick or treating. The church would always do these harvest holidays or trunk or
Oh,
treat where
trunk.
everyone would be in their car and they would decorate it and then hand out candy to kids walking around. So anyway, so becoming a mom though, like that became something that I was like, no, this isn't Satan's holiday. This is just a fun day, literally to dress up and get free candy. And
Yeah.
when I first started trick or treating with my son, I was like, this is the one day of the year that everyone literally comes out of their homes in our very
Mm,
individualistic kind of part of the
yeah.
world and is
Knock
willing
on.
to say hi and hand you candy. Like,
Yeah.
how could you not enjoy that collective festivity? I just think there's so much more collectiveness about it that I really appreciate and love now
Hmm.
than before that was just rooted in a lot of fear and superstition, shaped by a
It's
lot of
the
religious
Yeah,
ideologies.
it's
But
the
yeah.
one day you might actually see your neighbor.
I know, and be like, hey, Andrea, living next to you for 3 years. What's your name? You know what I mean? But yeah, so it definitely was twisted in that way, but I'm glad I can redeem a little bit of it.
I'm
So
glad you broke that cycle for your
I
kid.
did. I did. Are you going to dress up this year?
I'll be here actually. I think I'm actually going to a party, but
Okay.
it's like a queer party, so I don't know. I don't know
Should
how.
dress up. Do it.
For a lot of gay men, like Halloween dress up is like wear like as slutty as possible in many ways. Like a lot of like
Ooh,
young women who
crop
just
top.
wear like a crop top and like a tiny little short, even a tiny little skirt, and that's it. So as much skin as possible.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
but also because you're also going to a dance party, I guess part of the reason also be practical, 'cause otherwise you're gonna be sweating so
Oh,
much.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you want to be able to cool
So
off all the bits. So that
yes,
makes
that's
sense.
also I think also
Yes.
maybe some practical in it. But I think mostly just because people want to like show off skin, which
Oh, sure.
we
What?
celebrate.
Absolutely. You do you.
Hmm.
Skin is good. Skin is good.
Skin is good. It's just skin.
I'm going to hide all my skin and I'm going to be an inflatable dinosaur. So, yes, that is
Oh,
going to
like
be me.
really?
Yes. I'll send you pictures. It's going to be really fun.
Hint that you're old?
What was that? Am I too old?
Is it to hint that you are old?
Excuse you. Moving right along, sir. Oh my gosh, you spring chicken, you. Just because I have gray hair and wrinkles. Yeah, it is to hide all that. No, I'm very proud of my
I'm
age.
kidding.
I am. I am. But to move along, so in regards to the culture of spooks and spirits, really, this will be like a global kind of salad of how many parts of the world do observe. I think maybe you could agree. I don't know, maybe not. But I think there's many different things that can contribute to our beliefs in ghosts or the underworld, right? The paranormal. And one thing for me, it was always religious, right? It was religion can often create a lot of these ideologies and beliefs. It was BBC Psychology, The Truth About the Paranormal. They came out with an article and they said that over the years, many psychologists studied people who had a religious foundation or some kind of ideology. And they said that religion becomes a shield from the harsher truths of the world. The idea that, oh, a death or a natural disaster, or if you lose your job, that in our human psyche, we want to have a reason for that. We want to rationalize it was because of this. And with religion, a lot of us, for me at least, it was, oh, God has a plan and purpose, that our religion was tied to explaining our circumstances. There's another reason that contributes to our belief sets and our belief systems and spooks and spirits. It's traditional and ancestral teachings. I mean, you alluded to a little bit of,
Yes.
yeah, with like
That's
your
very
mom being,
traditional. Yeah, the
yeah,
ghost month. Yes.
yeah, exactly. And I think the last point being, we just want meaning from what seems very random in our day to day. I
Mhm.
think across the board, whether that's religion, whether it might be studying astrology or stones or gems, we want to make meaning from it. And so that gives birth or gives way to believing very different things.
I think part of it also because I think we all like to believe that after like death, some part of us still remains in this world. That's why we believe in spirits and ghosts, right? Also because we believe that we will not just like perish, poof, and gone. Some part of it must remain. And I think another part of it is I think a lot of it also would like to believe that this world is more than this tangible world that we can touch, that we can see, that we can logicalize it, if that's even a word.
You just made it. It's perfect. Yes. Yeah. It's a word now. Webster, are you listening? Take a note. Yeah.
Logicalized.
Yes, logicalized. L-O-G-I-C-A. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think there is that sense of we don't want things to be finite. We have maybe, I don't know if it's an eternal mindset, but just like a continuing on kind of idea. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like those points. So we're going to camp on kind of superstitionary tales, which I don't know if superstitionary is a word. There's no red marker on my notes, but it's this idea that over the years, lots of cultures and many traditions, they use fear to protect. So there is a great article. It's called The Society of Belief, Asian and European Notions of Ghosts. She says in relation to superstitionary tales that fear is, quote, the body's response to threat in order to protect itself from any type of incoming danger. End quote. So this idea that fear is always used to perpetuate a bodily response, right? So we see this like how you had mentioned where, oh, if you behave, then the ghost won't come and get you and harm you or things like that. There's even a lot of cautionary tales or even within indigenous history of an indigenous, that's a very broad term, but just the original peoples who used stories where the bear would devour someone or the snake. And it was a cautionary tale to say, hey, animals are wild. We respect them. We want you to live. Don't go out into the forest at night by yourself. And it's much deeper than that. I don't want to make it very light. There's a great article that came out of Yale University back in 2009. And the title of it is Towards an Anthropology of Fear. Are Some Things Universally Terrifying? And what's great about Yale University, they compiled a world cultures database.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So they've taken a bunch of papers and articles related to culture and anthropology, and you can search based on topic, based on culture group. And so this is where most of the information is coming from, and they all have their links in there. One of the tales to keep children well behaved was with the Maasai people. The Maasai actually, quote, have the evil demon Ninanir, whose body is hard as stone and therefore invulnerable, who bears the head of a predatory animal and whose feet are armed with claws. He lies in wait on paths and calls passers by name in order to tear apart and devour those who approach. For most adults, the Nanur is merely a boogeyman for naughty children. Do not get too far away, otherwise the Nanir will get you. End quote. So this idea that it is this kind of tale. There's another one. There's a great Erica Friedel, I believe. She was an author who wrote a lot about Iranian culture and Iranian myths and folklore. And there was folklores or stories about scary places at home so that children would stay out of maybe certain bedrooms or certain rooms in order to maybe keep that privacy or to create more of this is not for children. And so they would always say that these rooms have demons and that you can't go near those rooms because if you go near that room, that demon will get you. And so she documents how some children wouldn't even go to the bathroom in their own house because the bathroom might be situated next to an empty room that in their minds has demons. So they would go to the bathroom outside in an outdoor bathroom. But it is this thing where, you use tales to teach.
Fear.
And fear.
Fear is the element of that. Yeah.
Fear. And fear it's a huge teacher. I don't know how sustainable it is because anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But so that's substitutionary tales. I don't know, or superstitionary tales.
Yeah, I think that's really common, but I think maybe using fear probably is the easiest because then you don't have to
Can
explain all the why and all the reasoning, all the logical, blah blah blah. And if you just, oh, you don't do this, oh, you will die, and then you end of that.
Yeah,
And then oh,
exactly.
okay, fear, okay, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
do
I'm
that. So you're not
afraid.
gonna, yeah, I'm
It's
afraid.
true.
So I think even a lot of fairy tales, right?
Right.
A lot of fairy tales now that we know tell children like a lot of original forms were all quite gruesome and scary.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that and you're absolutely on the point because at that time they really just want to use they part of the reason is to use fear to
yeah.
teach children to
Right.
not do certain things or have to do or do certain things.
Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
very strong manipulatory. We're inventing words today, Hoshin. Manipulatory tool to keep
Huh.
kids in line or to keep neighbors away from said farm or whatever it is. Yeah, you use stories like that to really control certain aspects of your life or to control certain people.
Yeah, I won't say it's all only to children, obviously. Even nowadays in the
No.
political realm, a lot
Oh
of
my gosh.
foreign policy also is using
Oh,
fear in some
yes.
sense to certain things
Yes.
from happening too, right?
Yes.
Which we don't think we're not gonna get into that, obviously.
No,
That is
no.
a very
Mm-mm.
heavy topic.
It is. It is. And I was raised with the religion of fear, right? Don't do this, otherwise this will happen. You'll
I
burn in
mean,
hell for an eternity.
yeah.
Yes, fear is very powerful. But to move forward, just want to talk about this culture of ghosts and the dead. So dying for a lot of us, I think to your point earlier, Hoshin, we have this idea that can we just continue on? Does
Hmm.
it have to end here? And I think for a lot of people, it's a source of dread because we love people on this planet that's tangible. We want to stay here. So I'm just going to look at maybe 3 different parts of the world where ghosts and the dead are observed. So the Nahua people of Central America, they see that you please the dead spirits, to avoid disease and death in your own village, in your own homes. So for the Nahuas, quote, graves are doors to the underworld, and they see graveyards as sites where the ancestors gather. Villagers generally regard cemeteries as frightening places with powerful emotional significance. They hold elaborate rituals there to make offerings to the dead, who, if they are not satisfied, will send disease and death into the village, end quote.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the idea of that the dead that are there, we got to make sure that they're pleased and they're happy. So this fear of the spirits and the dread of that underworld. And just shifting over to India, the Garo people of India, there is this idea that depending on how you die determines the after effect in the afterlife. So
Ooh.
for those who may die unnaturally, like in an accident or from an unusual disease or are killed maybe by a wild animal, those particular spirits will have difficulty in reaching the country of the dead. Right? That this wasn't natural. Your spirit or your soul is just hanging in the balance. You won't ever find that rest. And so what happens then from that is that they then will haunt the place that they die because they're not resting in that dead world, wherever that is. Yeah. So ghosts are expected to be in very strange places and specifically at night and are very much a part of everyday life. The third one in this topic, ghosts and the dead, would be one of my lovely favorites is the Dia de los Muertos.
Yes.
November 1st it's coming up, the Day of the Dead, which it is a holiday to remember loved ones by sharing a meal with them as one would when they were alive. It's a 2-day holiday reuniting living and the dead. Families will create ofrendas, which is like offerings, so like food and flowers. They'll also do the calaveras, which is the skulls with the painted flowers, and usually they're smiling because in Latin America, Mexico, and even in Spain, like Dia de los Muertos is a day of celebration. It's not to be somber. It's not to be sad. It's actually to celebrate the life of those who have passed. And so I love that because I think that in all of this, it's very much, so far it's been a lot of fear, but this one it flips it
the
on
opposite.
It's the opposite. Yeah,
It's colorful,
joy.
it's delicious,
It
it's
is.
dancing.
Yes, yeah. And who doesn't like smiling skeletons? Come on. Pretty great.
Also, I know one thing about the Day of the Dead. They during that time they have this one specific bread that they eat.
Oh
It's like a
yeah,
little bun, a
yeah,
sweet bun. I forgot what the name is.
yeah.
It's like those sweet bun is have like kind of butter bits inside,
Yes.
and
We
they
used
have
to
like a
call it dead
cross.
bread. Yeah,
Yeah, and it had a
yeah.
cross on the top, and it looks like bones.
Oh
Uh,
yes, yeah,
Forgot
yeah.
what the
Really
name of it.
good bread.
Yeah, they're delicious. Oh, they're
Very
so good.
good. Yes, it's
Yeah.
coming up. So maybe if there's a tienda or a mercado near you where you live, you can maybe find some freshly baked. I don't know.
I don't know what kind of,
Vancouver.
yeah, like little butter bun. They're delicious. Highly
Exactly.
recommended.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Mhm.
That's right. So yeah, that's the culture of ghosts and the dead. And we're gonna just end on kind of a more grave, not to use a pun, but a weightier concept. And this is this culture of zombies.
Yes.
Yes. So this is something that I just learned in preparing for this episode. My apologies if I'm getting some of these bits wrong. I encourage our listeners just point it out, be like, Andrea, you totally messed up on this. So zombies actually originated in the voodoo practice in Haiti.
Oh.
There's two definitions of what a zombie would be. So one definition would be it's a disembodied soul of a dead person whose powers are captured and used for magical purpose. Or
Mhm.
a zombie can be a soulless body that has been raised from the grave to drone labor in the fields. So
Ooh.
it can either be
Okay.
captured or it can be used in labor. There's a great book that I haven't read it, so I did read a few chapters from it, but it's called Race Oppression and the Zombie, Essays on Cross-Cultural Appropriation of the Caribbean Tradition. And in this book, zombies in the Haitian culture with voodoo religion and even transcending to African cultures and traditions, a zombie was a slave forever. For many Haitian people who were enslaved, it was brutal, it was vicious, and for many of them, death seemed like the only real escape from it.
Mhm.
I can't live this life anymore, and of course not. But what would happen was this writer, her name is Wylance, she says, quote, suicide was the slave's only way to take control over his or her own body. And yet,
Oh.
this fear of becoming a zombie might stop them from doing so because the final rest in a green, leafy, heavenly Africa with no sugarcane to cut and no master to appease or serve is unavailable to the zombie. To become a zombie
Oh.
was the slave's worst nightmare, to be dead and still a slave on an eternal field hand, end quote. And so this idea or concept of a soul that went wandering and was lost and left to potentially serving and becoming this enslaved person after its death was just unbearable for the enslaved. And so they wouldn't commit suicide in order to avoid that kind of
Becomes a
afterlife.
zombie. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interestingly enough, that it was in the 1800s in the United States when this idea of zombies was actually became culturally appropriated. There's this story that there was an enslaved gentleman who was enslaved to a Spanish artist in the States.
Okay.
And he had told the Spanish artist that he had seen a zombie. He had seen a ghost that looked like an enslaved person as well. And so, of
Okay.
course, the Spanish master or Spanish person was just like, that's not true. But word got around, and all of a sudden, it starts making its circles. And so, to white people of that day, the term actually zombie evolved to mean, quote, creature of African origin that willingly performed services for white people, end quote.
What?
Yes.
Ugh.
So
What?
it was creating a type of
Oh.
enslavement, and it adapted this zombie belief rooted in Haitian and African voodoo. And it
Mm-hmm.
basically became this kind of fear and hype within the United States in order to, again, control enslaved people and to perpetuate fear about someone who is from those origins. So
Oh my
that's a
God.
whole new definition and understanding of zombie that I have ever understood. And I know that my son and I talk about zombies all the time. And now it's going to be a different conversation, right?
Very different. Yes.
Very
Ooh.
different. Yeah. So not the lighthearted ghoul and goblin, but definitely something worth highlighting and just really in highlighting the ways in which, honestly, even all of these roots, and we talk about cultural appropriation. A lot of people are like, oh, what's the difference between cultural appreciation and cultural acculturation? It's when you're taking elements of other people's cultures and you are twisting and conforming them to be your own. And that's exactly what's happened with zombies on that level. There's another country, though, that also has an idea or a belief about zombies. So there's this great story. Anthropologist Sherry Ortner documents that there was a Tommy monk who told her about this ancient story about a llama. And the llama was very powerful. And the llama had an incredible yak that I guess had lived with him. And a man had killed his yak and ate him. And so the llama cursed him so that when that man who killed the yak came back to his house, he turned into a zombie and all of his family members turned into zombies.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And the llama's curse brought an avalanche and wiped out all the zombies. And now there are no more. But some people say that a village in Kumbu, a people group, still have short bodies and short lives because of the curse. So that kind of folklore still lives in Nepal, which I've been there. It's a lovely country. But yeah, so culture of zombies. Who knew?
Yeah. In China, we have similar tales
Do you
too
have
about
zombie?
zombies. Yeah, we have our own version of zombie, which in many ways kind of like close to the idea of vampire.
Okay.
Because in China, I believe zombies, there are a lot of different versions of it, but I would say one of the version is that zombies are dead people that their souls cannot leave their bodies because they couldn't escape. So they just,
Wow.
or because there was a lot of anger in when they die and then they couldn't also again go to the other world. And then so their body is dead and then their souls still trapped in there and there's so much anger and then they will come out at night and they will attack people. And then once they attack people, will get bitten by other living people and then the living people become another zombie. It's something like vampires.
Yeah. It's like World War Z. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
No.
A similar thing. Zombies would, if you were bitten by one, then you would be poisoned and then you would be a zombie. Anyway, there's movies about that. So that's interesting though. That is interesting. And I think that's the thing. If we look at whether it's feasting, whether it's culture of money, or if there's like religious ideas or if there's cultural practices, I think across the globe, fear and spirits, zombies, there's a lot of things out there that is shared globally that we honestly, I think, don't realize. I think it's easy to think, oh, this is just unique, or at least for me, it's easy to think this is just unique to our North American context. Like the idea of celebrating death in my mind always seemed so, it didn't sit well with me because coming from the States and the military industrial complex and just like the ways in which like the United States has perpetuated a lot of wars, it just, death never seems something to celebrate. But then other cultures and other traditions actually honor the people, honor the dead, as opposed to honoring the dying or the death of someone. So
we honor their life, as some said, the life or the life they used when they were alive.
That's true. Yeah. So that's just a snapshot of all these different things: zombies, ghosts, the dead, and superstition. Fear, yeah.
Thank
There's
you,
a lot
Andrea, for
out
sharing
there.
this.
Yes,
This is very educational.
Are you gonna?
Today?
I'm gonna try and go to sleep tonight without being afraid. I don't know if you will, but after all of this, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll dream about ghosts and zombies tonight, and I have you to thank.
You're welcome. Yes, absolutely. Should we do our Canadian salad pop quiz?
Oh, yay! Oh, I can't wait for that. Oh my God, you want to go first?
Yes, I do. Can I? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. According to a survey done in 2023, last year,
Fair reason.
What is the number one belief that Canadians hold in regarding phenomena or beings? What is the number one thing that Canadians believe exists?
That is a supernatural thing?
Yes.
Angels.
Ding, 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 ding.
Is
That's
it right?
it. It is. Yes. Is that your quiz question too?
No, that's not a question. I'm just
Really?
smart. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Yes. So this came out of Ledger. They did a survey October 25th last year. Angels were the top belief that people shared. Ghosts and the paranormal came in second. Third was that some people have special powers. Which I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fourth was vampires. And then the very bottom was zombies. So there you go. There you go.
Okay. Love that. And then now it's my turn.
Now it's your
My
turn.
turn.
Okay. I hope I can get it right.
I have a survey that's published by CTV News, which is actually got from Google. So it's based on a Google like trending Halloween costumes in Google Canada search.
Ooh, I love this.
So my question is, based on the Google search data in Canada from the past 3 months, what is the number one most searched adult costumes for Halloween?
Adult costume. Oh gosh.
Not for kids.
Not for kids.
Adults. Like basically adults search for what they want to dress up as in Halloween. Do you know which character?
Bluey's
it's a fictional
dad.
character. I'll give you a hint. Bluey's dad?
Yeah.
That's so fun.
No, that's not my final answer. Okay. It is a banana.
A fictional character.
A fictional character. Okay. Sorry. Fictional character. Is it Mario?
Mario. Final answer, Law?
Yes, Mario is my final answer.
Sorry, it's not. It's
not?
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel is the number one costume for adults?
I know. I know. It's crazy. And the funny part is the top kids costume search is Taylor Swift. So the kids want to be an adult and the adult want to be a kid.
That's amazing. I love this quiz question. That's so good. We're not doing either. Like you're gonna wear nothing, and I'm gonna be an inflatable dinosaur. So
exactly,
we're gonna defy search.
I'm gonna be naked. That's what I'm gonna be.
You're gonna be naked. Your birthday suit. Lovely.
Yeah, my birthday suit is who I want to be. That is Halloween.
Yes. Ocean, I hope we can all see pictures of that. Maybe we can do a Canadian salad, a Halloween costume.
Yeah, I will pixelate my private parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll send you a picture of an inflatable dinosaur, and you'll know that's me.
Okay.
Maybe not.
I would never know.
I know. Yes. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us. Happy Halloween. Have fun. Stay safe out there. Send us your stories about Halloween or even share a picture. We'd love to hear from you. Our website is canadiansalad.ca. You can leave us a note, drop a note there, or slide a message into a
that means DMs. Yeah,
yes,
DMs.
It does.
Yeah.
DMs at talkcanadian.salad or Instagram Canadian Salad. So we'd love to hear from you.
So many ways for you to contact us.
So many ways. Yes.
So many.
Yeah. Leave us a comment, and we would love to hear from you.
Give us 5-star review.
5-star, yes. 7-star, 50 stars, yes. Just make sure. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Week.
Bye.
Bye.
Canadian Salad is written and produced in British Columbia, Canada by Hoshin Ho and Andrea McCoy. Theme music is by Naver Avetyan from Pixabay.
This has been a Good Drinklin production.